Hey everyone, welcome back to another lesson here on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about whether going out of stock with your Amazon FBA product is actually as big of a problem as you may have heard it is. And we're going to be going over a few screenshots of my sales rank for one of the products I sell right now in my Made in the USA Amazon FBA brand. And taking a look at what effect that week plus of no stock had on my listing. Be sure to like and subscribe if you happen to be new. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, here's the first screenshot. So you can see here we have a date range of April through June, just to give you some context of last year, first time I went out of stock with this product. As you can see, this product had gone out of stock for about 10 days. It's a little confusing how they have it laid down. See, I did something interesting with my pricing here. In the 2 weeks leading up to this point, I changed my price from $33.99 to $35.99, then as high as $39.99, and it had seemingly no effect in my sales rank. You can see during this period here, about a week or 10 days, my sales rank actually went down at the higher price. And then when I came back in, I just went back to the $3.99, I think that was. And my sales rank recovered just fine. In fact, it kind of started even slightly lower than where I was before. There is a trick you can do, and it is against TOS, by the way. I want to make that clear. Against Amazon terms of service. But if you suppress the listing, basically pause your sales rank shortly before you're about to go out of stock, you save yourself some of that harm, right? But now keep in mind, suppressing the listing right before you go out of stock, freezing your sales rank in time, essentially, there is a slight risk you would run, right? I've had my Amazon account suspended before for sales rank manipulation, but that's because I was getting a bunch of fake reviews, and I was also doing a ton of giveaways back in 2019, I think that was. So my account got flagged. If you were to, you didn't hear this from me, but change your image into something against TOS so that the listing got suppressed. Freeze your sales rank for 7 to 10 days. I don't know that would flag your account. But again, that is not advice. That is just a black hat tactic that I've heard of. I, of course, always recommend that you follow Amazon's terms of service. And moving on, I've just switched out for my other screenshot. You can see that this was from end of March of this year to May of this year. For reference. By the way, I'm not showing the exact sales rank because I just don't want anyone to be able to reverse engineer like my exact sales rank on these days, and here's the dates, and then people going and just looking for a product that matched it perfectly to essentially find the sales graph. I know it'd be intricate, but that's why it's not showing that part, by the way. Here we had a really low sales rank by this point. I think we were doing 46K a month at this sales rank, and then go out of stock, sales rank disappears, come back in stock, and again, about 7 to 10 days, typically how long my out of stocks are. And then when we come back in stock, you can see there is a little bit of an upward trend, right? Prior to this was kind of like our resistance. We weren't really going above that line. And then here, it's almost like a support line. No, stock trading terms, right? If you ever read like candlesticks, but this is not the out of stock. This is not the sales rank hurting. What happened at this point is that we changed our PPC strategies. We went from a lot of hard pushing and scaling and essentially some waste and some fat we could trim to changing that, right? Going more for, I want to get my tacos as low as I can while still making the most money as possible. So let's talk about a few of the typical Amazon FBA going out of stock tips. So there's close the listing. I don't really think closing your listing actually does anything. If you still have a sales rank and you're not making sales and the listing's closed, it seems to me from the research I've done and from the experiences I've had that it essentially doesn't do anything, right? It's the same as just being inactive out of stock for all intensive purposes as far as what it's doing for you. Now, the effect it's going to have on your listing varies with a few factors. So how long are you out of stock for? That's the first big factor, right? If you're only out of stock for a day, no problem, right? Come back in stock, boom. Leading up to being out of stock, there's some things you should be aware of. Even low inventory leading up to out of stock will affect your sales, because low inventory means that fewer states, especially if you have a big product that sells many 5 figures or 6 figures per month, you'll notice this even more so. Your stock is so well distributed, if you're selling thousands of units a month, that if you get down to hundreds of units a month, some big states are missing stock. And so if you sell units to almost every state several times a week, many times a week, then the people who no longer have 1-day shipping might start to consider your competitors. And certainly if it goes to 3 to 5 day shipping in some states, because a lot of your inventory is distributed non-homogeneously, then that's going to affect your sales as well. So wouldn't it be uncommon to see that even just trending towards zero, you're starting to notice the effects in your daily sales because of that? You'll notice that on this screenshot here, let me pull it back up, I didn't change my pricing strategy. So I didn't go for, in the days prior, let's boost the price. Whereas the other screenshot, if you remember, we went over my pricing strategy and I had done that. So what's the difference there? Why did I decide the second time I went out of stock with this product not to even bother? And here's why. Because knowing that my sales are already going to start to be a little bit affected by having low inventory in certain states, then adding something that will even hurt my conversion rate more will just signal that, hey, I'm going out of stock already, right? I know I'm going to go out of stock, that the inventory has not lined up, something's not being received, right? If this is like we're going into zero and I know it, why would I want to spend the 2 weeks before going to zero in either suppressing the listing or having go inactive out of stock, lowering my listing's conversion rate and hurting sales even further, right? Now, that's if there's a correlation between your listing being priced higher and your sales actually slowing down. Sometimes a funny thing happens where we raise the price of our listing, nothing actually happens, right? We've created this sense that $1 higher than where we are, we're not going to be able to sell, but it's just not true. And so it is more, that's going to be more market by market, right? Does a higher price in your market might even make you sell more. It might make you sell the same, or it might make you sell very statistically insignificant less. In that case, not that big of a deal. But for me, I just went at this with the attitude of like, going out of stock's already bad enough. Let's, in the days prior, go out with a bang and then come back just as strong. Okay, so now another topic I want to get into is where your sales are coming from. If you're already making a high percentage of your sales organically, 75% organic, then going out of stock is going to hurt you more than the guy who has really profitable ads running. Because the guy who has really profitable ads running and makes maybe 60% of his sales with ads and 40% organic is going to be able to just hit those ads right back up, maybe even with slightly higher bids, lose a little bit of money on ads, but just come right back in full force. And that sales rank is really what we're worried about, right? We want to maintain our spot on the page in the search results and in our category. So we work for that because of that organic positioning being able to drive us the most profitable sales we don't essentially have to pay for other than the referral fee we're paying to Amazon, right? And so if you already have highly profitable ads, going out of stock will hurt you less than the guy who ads were really not working for him. He fought for the last year to get his organic position. You better damn well keep that organic position, because you're going to be in an even worse off position now, having gone out of stock, if your sales rank actually suffers. You saw in my case with the little mini case studies that I showed you, sales rank didn't really change going in and out of there. And the time you're going out of stock and how your ads perform are a big part of that. My ads perform very well. Ads for both my products were profitable from day one. And of course I can push them within that range based on what I want to achieve in the business and from my marketing, right? But the ads perform well. So for me, going out of stock it doesn't weigh on me as heavy, like I said, as someone who like really fought for organic rank and wants to maintain that. Now, maybe you're just here, you don't even have a product yet and you're curious about this topic. If you haven't found your first product, be sure to take my 7-day free challenge down below, completely free. I put a bunch of time and effort into it. I just want to help people identify opportunities better. Maybe you already have a product already and you could find another one with some of the things I'm looking into. Almost no one has a track record of 100% success. So I want to give everything that I've learned away to you for free. And that's one of the ways you can access that. But other than that, be sure to just subscribe here for all the free content I put out on YouTube. And I'll be seeing you in the next video here tomorrow. Thanks so much. Later.